When I first arrived in Venezuela, I spent one night in a reasonably nice hotel just outside of Caracas. And even from the hotel room, I could start to see the ranchos, which were illegally built on the hillsides throughout the entire region. It seems residents of Caracas are well suited for living on the hillsides, like these goats. My hosts drove me around into the city, and of course through the city and around the city. I was always relegated to the back seat. Why? Because even in the airport when I first landed, I literally had a pistol in my back. That's another story, and I certainly have no footage of it. But I was not welcomed by a large segment of the population in the area, being a tall, white guy from the United States. So as I said, I was relegated to the back seat in our little rocky SUV, because the windows in the rear of the SUV were tinted, and people generally couldn't see in. Much of the graffiti and signs painting in and around the city related to the Bolivarian Revolution or to support of Chavez. Again, what we primarily see driving around the city are the ranchos built on the hillsides, residents squatting on the land, building these small buildings without permits, without inspection, without any sort of building codes. And of course they're doing it because they're poor and they're laying claim to the area surrounding their capital city. The majority of them so-called Chavistas, supporters of Hugo Chavez, and even his successor, the bus driver, Maduro. I didn't spend my entire time in Caracas in the back seat of a small SUV. We did take some opportunity to walk the streets, which oftentimes was uncomfortable. This particular location with the obelisk is the site of shooting with protesters. National police always kept their eyes on me when I was on the streets, as did the angry eyes of local men. I knew I wasn't welcome by all. Certainly by some, but not by all. You can see that the city, nestled into the hillsides, has great potential to be a beautiful capital city, and I imagine it once was, before the socialists took over. Indeed, I visited Caracas before things went seriously bad under Maduro, before people were rationing the basic necessities of life, but things were starting to get fairly bad, even while I was still there. I did very much enjoy my time visiting the beautiful nation of Venezuela. I even enjoyed some portions of Caracas, but my overall lasting impression is that Caracas is a very dirty city, very corrupt. And while people are just doing what they need to get by and survive, you can tell that the chaos that's set in where not very long ago we saw the masses of people sweep into the hillsides, build their illegal ranchos with the approval of the socialist government, take away the natural beauty of the area and take their handouts from the government. I was told that one reason I was relegated again to the back seat of our little SUV was that there was a huge problem with motorcycle gangs who would encircle vehicles on the road, pull the occupants out, and rob them in the streets. And the quite obvious American with no clear South American ancestry would be a prime target. This wasn't a problem when I ventured well outside of Caracas, so I still retain great love for the country and all of its beauty, but not so much for Caracas itself.